Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Eve here. This is what's going to be happening today. This is the subject of our conversation today. So I just did a major brush laundry. It literally took like the whole entire day to dry, and we're going to be tackling and decluttering all my brushes today because it's about time I take care of this. We will go and declutter some and just leave some, and I'll kind of briefly talk about most of these brushes. So you'll get to learn what's my favorite, what I like, what I don't like, what I recommend, what I don't recommend. I have started my declutter series for the end of 2021, and there are already a few videos that are live on my channel. I will have those videos linked for you in the description box. So if you're new here, welcome. If you're not new, welcome back. And without any further ado, let's get into collection and declutter. So as you can see, there's a lot going on. To be honest with you, I do not know how many brushes I have. I have a good amount. So this is pretty much almost one that got away. I have pretty much all my brushes here. I think I might have just few that are not here. I will go over, obviously, talk about the brushes. However, I also wanted to briefly show you this pile right here. Please disregard this. This just got, I don't know what happened to this. This is just covered with makeup, I guess. But I will talk about the cleansers also. I did have a vlog where I already talked about these, but however, this item is new. Before we get into brushes, because this might take us a little bit of a time, I want to talk about these 4 items here. And I actually did film the vlog. It's already here on my channel where I showed you guys how I wash my brushes. So I kind of went into details about these 3 products right here. This is a solid soap sponge cleanser and brush cleanser. I apologize for like how this looks. This one is by Walgreens. And this is also by Walgreens. And this item is new. I just recently picked it up. So I've already spoken about these 3 in that other video, and I will have that link for you below. So since this is a decluttering video, I will just jump ahead and tell you that I'm going to be getting rid of this. I'm going to be getting rid of this soap because these 2 items are just very ineffective. Since my last video, I try to use these items up, but every time I use it, I just find it like completely a waste of my time. This is my absolute favorite. I love this. This is, I think, my 2nd container, and I already have a new repurchased one, and it's really effective. It takes all the grease out of your brushes, and it also removes the staining from your brush. It's really, really good stuff. This is my newer purchase. This is a Brush Bath Solid Soap Cleanser, and it's by It Brushes for ULTA. So as you can see, there's a dent in here. This product was just this thin. It's okay, it's effective. I had to pick up this product several times on a brush for a brush to be completely clean. So it's not like 100% effective, but it's like 90% effective. Pretty much use this whole entire soap to clean this whole entire pile. I hit the pan on the soap just after cleaning all my brushes one time. Since all my brushes are already dry, I'm going to move them to a different area. I'm going to separate them by categories. That way I can see better of how many brushes in each category I have. That way it would be easier for me to decide what to keep and what to pass along. Let's go ahead and do that. Like most of these brushes I've only had maybe for like 3 years or so. Just once we get to that pile, I may have some brushes that are pretty old, maybe like 10 years old or something like that. Let's begin from bronzing brushes. So I have this many, and I'm gonna be pretty cutthroat today. This is my Japanesque 960 bronzing brush. I love this. I got this in TJ Maxx and they still have them. This is a really nice soft brush, definitely keeping. This one is by Julep. It's almost like a stippling brush. I like this because it's different. As you can see, I don't have this many, so I need different brushes for different occasions. I'm gonna be keeping it because I'm also using this brush for the same reason as this one, but it is a completely different texture. This brush is by Real Techniques. This is a number 403. This is a edge medium size brush. They have 3 different sizes available. This is a medium one. I have used it initially as a highlighting brush. Then I even tried it as a blush brush. And then I started recently using it as like a contouring brush, chisel out my cheekbones. As you can see, the shape allows that. So I'm going to keep this because I think this brush is pretty unique to my collection. Then this one is one of my favorites. It's by Ulta Beauty. It's also bronzing brush. The shape is kind of like round. and domed. I really like to use it overall on my face. It's really nice and fluffy and it has a little like flexibility to it. I really love this. If you guys haven't seen my full video where I talk only about ULTA brushes, I will have this linked for you in the description box. Definitely keeping. This is an angled blush brush 753 from the brand Kayla. I have a few brushes from this brand, but I don't know how to properly pronounce it, so if you do, correct me. It is a blush brush. I primarily use this as a bronzing brush. You may have seen this in a lot of my videos. I'm definitely keeping this one. And this is also by the same brand, similar shape. I have to have this, guys, because you know I am a complexion person. I wear makeup every day, maybe like one day a week. I'm not gonna wear this. I usually give my skin a break once a week, but I use makeup every day. I use bronzer every day, so I do need a variety, so I'm going to keep all of these. Let's move on to my powder brushes. This is how many I have, and let's start from this one. This is my newest one. This is by Moda. This is called multi-purpose powder brush. As you can see, it's kind of like a medium size around. I've tried this brush already multiple times with different products as well. This brush is pretty multitasking and I love those a lot. So I've used this with a blush. I liked it. I've used this also to retouch T-zone and it worked really well with the powder. And I use it for a bronzer and I also liked it. So besides that, it's like a really good multitasking brush. It's really soft and the size is really nice. If you have smaller or larger features, you can use it differently, just depending. For my face, I do have larger features on my face. I like this because it's smaller than my other powder brushes. You will see just in a little bit. Yeah, I'm definitely keeping. This is also by Ulta Beauty Powder number 20 brush. I love this because it has really unique shape, you guys. So if you look at it like this, it just standard, right? But if you look at it this way, it's narrowed like that. And then if you look from the side, it's domed. This is a really large powder brush that I found in TJ Maxx. This is by the brand Isaac Mizrahi. I was looking for a really large powder brush or a bronzing brush, highlighting brush for my body. And I found this one and I think it's really nice. It's pretty large size, as you can see in comparison to my hand. But then it's also really, really fluffy. So I really like it. I'm going to keep it. This next brush is by the brand Urban Studios. You guys, I've talked about this in my previous videos. This came in a set of 3, and I also found this in TJ Maxx. They have their separate website. You can look up their products there as well, but TJ Maxx has a lot of their products. I also really love their sponges. I really like it. It's just really basic, like a round brush, and does have like a little domed shape like this all around. It's very useful. I like this a lot. I'm going to keep it. Then next one is Moda Pro line. And this is a powder brush. Just again, it's a little bit shorter. I like this. I travel with this a lot because it's a smaller size. I really like this brush. It's a little bit more condensed than the Urban Studio ones and a really good quality. I've had this brush for some time and it washes well. It's really soft. I really like this brush with my powder foundations. This brush is very special in my collection because I don't have anything like it. This is very unique to me. It's by Beauty Professionals. This is pretty expensive brush. It is pretty heavy duty. This is like full metal. It does have like weight to it. I don't ever travel with this because it's heavy. It's a round brush, as you can see. It's natural bristles and very, very condensed. So I use this with my powder foundations. It helps you to buff that powder foundation into your skin and just help you with achieving that like flawless coverage. Let me talk about these 4 separately. So this is the last powder brush that I have. This is a Real Techniques 201. I'm gonna keep it because it's pretty new. I think I got it like less than a year ago and I like it. I know that Real Techniques brushes, they're good quality, they're affordable, they're easy, accessible. You can find them anywhere really. However, they do have several years of wear time. They usually last me about like 2-3 years. So this is pretty new, so I'm going to keep it right now. Let's talk about these 4, you guys. As you can see, they're much smaller and different shapes. However, they are also powder brushes. So this one is by Real Techniques. This is a setting brush. It's a little bit slanted on sides, as you can see, and here like an almond shape. So I use this to set my either eyelids or under eye, so it's really good. keeping. Oh my god, I love this brush so much. This is also by Ulta Beauty. This is a tapered highlighting brush. However, I don't use it as a highlighter. I never use it as a highlighter. I use it as a under eye for setting powder. And this works so well because as you can see, the shape is perfect. It gets into the inner corner of your eye really well and fits eyelid space really well. And it is also kind of condensed, so it's not too fluffy. So when I pick up the product like this, I just go and tap it under my eye and it just applies the powder like really nicely and smoothly. I love this brush. This brush is by e.l.f. This is, again, highlighting brush. As you can see, it's a little bit smaller too. Super affordable product. I love this for a few things. First of all, I've never used this as a highlighter, as it says. I guess you could, but I've never even tried because I use it for powdering down my T-zone when it gets a little bit oily throughout the day. Then I also use it for setting eye area with powder. This is my new addition. Again, it's by Moda. This is technically a contouring brush. I think it also could be a multitasking brush. I haven't tried it too many times yet because it's pretty new to me. Super soft, really nice shape. Just an additional option. If this one is too dirty, then I can just use this one. Keeping all these. Let's go to my blush brushes. This brush is by Ulta Beauty. This is number 22. This is pretty interesting shape in comparison to my other brushes. It's round from the top, but then it's oval like this. Also pretty dense. I really like the quality. It's really soft. It grabs the product really well. These Real Techniques brushes, I have two. I think I bought this one first and then I got this one later. As I mentioned earlier, Real Techniques have their wear time. So I have to declutter one and I think it's going to be this older one. So I'm going to declutter this and I'm going to keep this one for now. This is the It Cosmetics brush for Ulta. And this is a blush brush. Obviously you can see it's angled. It's pretty fluffy. I've used this brush a lot. You guys, this is amazing. This is such a great quality. I use this brush on camera a lot. You guys probably have seen it already. Definitely want to try other brushes from It Cosmetics for Ulta. I love this brush. Definitely staying. This brush is by Sonia Kashuk. This is available in Target. This is the only brush that I have from this brand. I got this last year in that bestsellers Target set. A really nice quality brush. It's like very soft. It doesn't really say what this brush is, so I think you can use this as you see fit. However, guys, this didn't fit anything in my usage. Don't know how to use this brush. I've tried it with the cream products. I've tried it with powder products. I just feel like it's meh. You know, it's not any special. I feel like I have other brushes that I like for a specific reason. I'm gonna declutter this. Okay, next one is again by Urban Studios. This was a part of the set that I mentioned earlier. I love this brush. It's angled, fluffy. It's a little bit smaller, more compact size. When I look for a little bit more precise color application of my blushes, I reach for this. So this is all I'm keeping. Let's move to my highlighting brushes. I only have 3, so I have this one. Oh my god, I've had this brush for a while, you guys. This is just like a large fan brush, natural bristles, as you can see. I use this brush a lot. I've used this brush for years. You guys know I love my highlighters. You know I love my glowy skin. This is not going anywhere. It doesn't have a brand. I think I got this many years ago for like Amazon. I washed it a million times over the years. I probably have had it for like at least like 8 years or so. I'm definitely keeping it. I don't have nothing like it. Then this brush is from NYX Professional Makeup. I really like this because as you can see, the bristles are like really long and super flexible. When I don't want to go with my really large fan brush, I go with this one just to be a little bit more precise with my application. And this one again is from NYX Professional Makeup. This is like a small fan brush. Yeah, when I want it to be even like a little more precise than the previous one, I just go with this one. So as you can see, I only have 3 and I'm going to keep all 3 of them. This is my cream complexion product pile. We need to do some work here. Let's start with this one. You've already seen similar brush earlier because I bought them in a set. So this is by Beauty Professionals. Again, this brush is expensive. I will keep this brush because it's very unique shape and it's pretty condensed. So it's really nice when I try to contour my face. I don't contour as much anymore. However, when I do, I need this brush. It just gives you like the precise placement of product. I like this. I'm going to keep it. This brush, you guys seen in my unboxing video this year. This is a new brush to me. This is by Real Techniques. This is number 241. Seamless Complexion brush. The shape is different. So wide here. Then when you turn, it's slanted here. So it's kind of interesting concept. That's why I bought it, because I thought it's interesting and it's different from everything that I have. However, you guys, because here's shorter and here's longer, this brush just does not work. And I also don't like the quality of it, even though it's literally brand new brush to me. It's kind of scratchy, like it doesn't have a good texture. So I'm going to declutter this. This brush is also by Moda. I really like the shape. I use it for my bronzers. You guys may have seen it in my application of makeup videos. I'm going to keep that. Then this one is also by Real Techniques. This is a stippling brush. This is literally the only stippling brush that I have in my collection. If you don't know what stippling brush does, it basically shears out your complexion product. So if you don't want that really heavy coverage foundation, or if you have one foundation or two foundations and you want to like lighten up the coverage, just give yourself a little sheer coverage, you can use a stippling brush and it will do the job for you. So I'm going to keep this because that's the only one I have. This is by Japanesque. This is a 718 brush, because this brush seems perfect, and even on a touch it's soft. However, it's scratchy on face, and I'm not about that life. So I'm going to declutter this. This is by Real Techniques again. This is a Complexion, a blender brush. It's super soft, you guys. It has like a little slanted edge here. I love this brush. It works well. I love this. It almost gives you like that streak-free application of your foundation. I love it. I'm keeping it. And let's talk about this one. This is again by Moda. This is a brush that I use for cream blushes. Just simple, round, and kind of a little bit condensed, so that it picks up more product when it comes to creams, and it helps them to be placed a little bit more compact. It blends out the product really well. I have no problems. I love, love, love this brush. Keeping. This is another Japanesque brush that you probably have seen many, many times in my videos. This is number 962. I've had this brush for some time, you guys. I probably have had this for close to like 3 years now, if maybe a little bit longer. So I love this brush. However, let me show it to you a little closer here. Do you guys see what's happening? Like all the bristles are just like all messed up. So what happened to this, it's usually not even this short. It's usually like up to here. So what happened was I was washing it the other day and the whole entire thing came out, like fell out of here. I guess it was just about time. And when I placed it back, I try to place it back, as you can see. But now all these hairs, they're like all messed up. So I'm going to buy a new one, because this is a wonderful flat top brush for a foundation application. It's slightly larger. It probably is like this big. I'm going to declutter this and I'm going to buy a new one. Another wonderful brush by Japanesque. This is number 961. I also use it a ton in my videos. I use it literally every single time I do my makeup. It's been used and abused for, I don't know, at least like a year and a half, 2 years now. And this is in a precise shape, as you can see, guys. And I use this for applying my bronzer to my face, my cream bronzer to my face. I love this. I'm keeping it. Another brush by Urban Studios. This was again a part of that set that I purchased. As you can see, it's like condensed, a dome, like oval shape, kind of round from the top. I really like blending my concealer with this when I don't need a precise concealer application and blending. Yeah, I like this brush just for like specific occasions. So I'm going to keep this. And since we're talking about concealers, let's just jump into these three. And I'll tell you right away, I'm going to be keeping all three because they're great. So this one you guys have seen already probably in my favorites videos. This is a new brush that I found this year and I think it's a gem. So this is by Real Techniques number 210. This is an expert concealer brush, oval, flat on the sides and like a little bit wider this way. I use this brush to smooth out the concealer under my eyes when it creases. It just helps me with getting rid of that creasing and blending the complexion product under my eyes or on my lids. I cannot recommend this enough to you. These two brushes are kind of the same, but just slightly bit different. So this one is by NYX Professional Makeup, and this purple one is Real Techniques. This is the number 300, and this is a deluxe crease brush. It says it's a crease brush, but I don't use it for that. So these are my concealer buffing brushes. I use these for spot concealing, when I need to extra conceal, maybe like around my nose or around my lips. They're both round and they're kind of like condensed. This is a little bit more of like a stippling effect here. So I'm gonna keep both of these because I use them a lot. This next brush, again by Ulta Beauty, I really recommend you guys check out that video. I will have it linked for you in the description box where I talk specifically about Ulta brushes. This is angled foundation brush. I love this brush so much. It's slanted here and it's very, very condensed. It's round from the top. It really gives you that like streak-free application. It's a slightly bit similar to this Real Technique one, but this is a little bit longer and fluffier and larger. This is a little bit more precise. So they are similar, but however, they're still different. I'm going to keep both. This one is like a buffing around brush, very short bristles. By Real Techniques again, this doesn't have a number. I like this because I use this with my cream bronzers. This still has a little bit of life left to this. I'm going to keep this for now. This brush is by Beauty Professionals. This is a complexion buffer. Again, it's pretty short, very, very condensed brush. I don't have anything like this in my collection, so I'm going to keep this. This brush, also by Real Techniques, this has pretty interesting shape. It is good for applying your bronzer on your cheekbone area and just kind of buffing it in. So I'm going to keep it. All right, guys, we made it through complexion brushes. Let's go and do the eye brushes next. Kind of separated them in piles. I will say a side note here before we get into it. I'm going to keep a good amount because I do eye makeup pretty much every single day and I need a lot of brushes. I spot clean my brushes a lot. However, I still need a good variety. And for the videos when I sit down, I usually like to have a lot of options for brushes. Let's get into it. Let's start from my smudging brushes. This first one is by Ulta Beauty. As you can see, it's really nice and condensed. I use this a ton. This is a really good quality smudger. I love this. I'm going to keep it. This is by IT Cosmetics for Ulta brush. Picked it up, I think, last holiday season. It came in a set. I'm not a huge fan of this, guys. It's a little bit too big. I just feel like it's not precise, not working as well. So I'm going to declutter this. This one is by Morphe. This is number R43. And this one is so thin, like the tip of it is so skinny. I'm gonna keep this. This is pretty new to my collection. I can literally do an eyeliner with this brush if I wanted to. I like this. And this one is also new to my collection. This is by BH Cosmetics. This is number V16. Also really good size and also pretty skinny on the end. It's very similar to that Morphe one. I'm going to keep this. This is a really nice brush. This one is by the brand Up and Up from Target. I've had this for a million years. It's about time I pass it along. So in this category, I'm only going to keep this 3. This next category is going to be my detailed brushes. Here, I will tell you what I am going to be keeping. I'm going to be keeping this one because this is a very interesting detailed brush and I don't have anything like it in my collection. This is by Essence. This is an eyebrow brush, so I am going to be keeping it. I've mentioned this in my videos before. This is a fantastic brush for applying your like a cream putty product for your eyebrows. Really, really skinny. It's slanted. It's pretty stiff. It's wonderful. I love it. It's only a few bucks. This one, again, it's by NYX Professional Makeup. I use this for my inner corner highlight. It's kind of like this rounded brush. I love this. I use this literally every single day. These 3 brushes are kind of similar. These 2 are by e.l.f. from J. Kissa collaboration, and this one again is by Essence. This is their precision eyeliner brush. I've mentioned this in my videos before. Super skinny, as you can see. It's like super skinny, teeny, mini, tiny brush. Best if you're using a cream product, you can even use an eyeshadow and it works. Definitely keeping. So this one is kind of similar from e.l.f. and J. Kissa. I love this. I'm going to keep it. This one is, again, it's a detailed brush. However, it's completely different shape. These 2 are different. So this one is by e.l.f. Also like an eyeliner brush, but like completely different shape. It's good for like glitter application. Very precise, very tiny. So I'm going to keep that. This says it's a crease definer. I've never used it as such. And this is again by Beauty Professionals. This brush reminds me of this by NYX. However, this is a little too dense and it's kind of sharp here. Like it's too pointy. I never use this. I never reach for it. I'm going to declutter this. Basically, this is what I'm keeping.
Let's talk about these brushes and next. Use these for my outer corner. This is my new brush by Wet n Wild. It's not only like long, however, it's also flattened on the side. It makes it easier to apply your darker matte shadows on the outer corner of your eye, like dipping up that outer V. Definitely keeping. This one is again from the set from Elf and J. Kissa. I really like it. It's kind of like a round for, again, for outer corner, keeping. Next one by Ulta Beauty, again for the crease. You've seen this brush in my videos, definitely keeping. This is by Essence, or I'm keeping this one. This one is by Jacqueline Hill Morphe. It's a JH37. Kind of the same purpose. I'm going to keep it for now because it's a little bit more flexible. It's like a little bit longer. Also, besides that, you can deepen up the outer corner. You can also slightly blend with this. So it's slightly different from the rest of the brushes in this category. I'm going to keep this one. This brush is by Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is a 21 brush. The hairs kind of like start sticking out to the sides. So yeah, I'm going to declutter this one. It's not a good quality. So I'm going to just keep these. All right, these ones are just a mishmash of everything, I guess. So this is, again, a new brush to me by Wet n Wild. This is like a flat brush. It's slightly bit larger. As you can see, it's almost like the size of my nail. It's flat brush. I could use it for concealers. I could use it for applying shadow on my lids. I'm going to keep it. So this next brush is by NYX Professional Makeup, and this is for applying your lipstick or contouring your lips with a lipstick. I like this. This is the only one I have. I'm going to keep it. This brush is by Elf. This is actually Eyeshadow C brush. It's pretty large, you guys. I don't use it for eyes ever. I use this for contouring my nose. Then this one is number 20 brush. It's a Brow Pro brush by Sephora. It's a double-sided brush. It has like slanted skinny brush here, which is pretty good quality, and a spoolie on the other end, and it came with like little caps. Good quality brush. I like it. I'm keeping it. Here is my Morphe M421. This is my flat concealer brush. This is kind of like a smaller size of flat brush. I use this a ton. This is pretty much the only one that I reach for on a daily basis. I love this. I use it, and I'm gonna keep it. So this is a Morphe B70. I like the idea of this brush. I don't like the quality. It's really scratchy. I tried using it in like different ways with different products, and it's scratchy. I'm gonna declutter this. Okay, and this one is by Real Techniques. This is number 305. This is an Instapop shading brush. It's kind of like slanted on the side. I never use this. Declutter this. So I'm just keeping this. Okay guys, so this is the last portion of my shadows. So this is the last category, and these are like all my blending brushes. So let me just go ahead and pick what I know that I'm going to be decluttering. It's not going to be that many because majority of this brushes I use on a daily basis. Like it's in my constant rotation. Okay, so I think I broke it down pretty much in good piles, and now I have a better picture. These 5 are my blending brushes. I use them for blending out like the initial transition shade. So this is a NYX Professional Makeup. I love this brush. This is again NYX Professional Makeup. I love this brush. This is Elf and J. Kissa. It was a whole entire set with this color. I love this. And this is a Morphe G24. I think this line is no longer available. It was like this gunmetal color brushes. No longer available. Amazing brush. I've had this for several years and it's amazing quality. This one is a recent one is by Ulta Beauty. This is number 40, 3-in-1 shadowing brush. I love this because it's a little bit longer. It's fluffy. I'm keeping all 5. This next ones are like slightly larger, and they kind of have a similar shape, you guys. You would see that they're kind of rounded from the front, but they're flatter on the sides, and they're kind of flaring out like in the A shape. So I'm going to keep all of them. I'm going to tell you right away. This is my Ulta blending shadowing brush. This is good for just building up that crease area. I'm going to keep that. I'm also going to keep this one by It brushes for Ulta. Similar shape, but smaller size. I'm also going to keep this one by It brushes because this is really large one. It's good for like overall blending. This one is again by Ulta Beauty. I love this brush. And I also have this one. This is number 301 from Real Techniques. So I'm going to keep all these. I also have this one from Beauty Professionals. Again, it's interesting shape, and this brush has a specific purpose in my collection. I use this with a highlighter for highlighting my inner corner with the cream product or a powder product. It works with both really well, and also use this to highlight like the tip of my nose and my Cupid bow. These ones, you guys, are kind of like smaller blending brushes. I use them for, some of them are like flat, some of them are like this by ULTA one. It's a little bit fluffier. I use it to just maybe blend out the eyeshadow on my lower lashes, and I can use either of these on my either lower lashes, just adding that initial matte shade. I can also use this with eyeshadows for my upper lid. This is again by J. Kissa, wonderful brush. This next one is by Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is A13, really nice and soft. I love this brush so much. And then I have another one by Real Technique, 306. Pretty interesting shape. It's kind of like slanted on the side. Really good for applying the eyeshadow on the lower lash line. And this one I really love. This is by Ulta Beauty, and a really nice blending brush for smaller areas. These two I'm going to be decluttering. These are two very, very old Morphe brushes. These last four brushes, I'm going to keep all of them. This one is by NYX Professional Makeup, like a pointed crease brush. I love this. This is the one by Moda. Again, like very fluffy and pointed, perfect for crease blending. This is my newer one. This is by Morphe M513. It's a really nice brush blending the crease or building up that outer V. And then also this one is by J. Kissa. I also love this. It's kind of like flat, but also domed. Really different and unique shape to my collection. I love this. So I'm keeping all four. I went ahead and organized the brushes. This is the container that I picked up in TJ Maxx. It has 4 sections. So these are the brushes that are pretty much used on a daily basis. Eye brushes all together, then powder brushes and highlighting brushes, bronzer and blush. And then here I have all my cream complexion or cream product brushes. And here I have just the 2 containers of extra brushes. Here, this is the pile that I'm going to be decluttering. This sums up my video. Let me know how I did, if you see any of your favorite brushes, or let me know if you have a brush that I should know about that you absolutely love. Please tell me in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumb up. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and I will see you in my next videos. Bye.